Sri Sachidananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Sai Satcharitra, an Insight. Episode 99. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of our Sadguru Sai. By the divine grace of Sai, an attempt has been made to translate the gist of the divine discourse of Sri Ramanathan brother telecasted in Sai TV. This is purely done to share the glory of Sai and his divine teachings with more insight to the aspirants. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahmam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In the previous episode, we listened about V.H. Thakur's strenuous and adventurous journey of Nanegat, and on completion of his job at Junnar, he was transferred with promotion to Kalyan. Now, it was Thakur's good fortune that he met Nana Sahib Chandorkar, who happened to be his superior at office. Yes, both were working in the revenue department. Devotees might wonder why being a co-worker of Nana is an advantage to Thakur. Merely because Nana Sahib, a staunch devotee of Baba, always considered his colleagues as his own family and constantly wished for their welfare. He would always advise them to go for Sri Sainath Maharaj's darshan, as he had immense faith on Baba and felt that Baba's mere darshan would bestow them greatest blessings. Nana Sahib Chandorkar, along with Dashganu Maharaj, took a lead in propagating the fame of Baba. V.H. Thakur was stunned listening to the glories of Baba and had an intense desire to have Baba's darshan, hence shared his thoughts with Nana. As such, Nana Sahib was having plans to go to Shiradi the very next day, hence invited Vinayak Thakur to accompany him. Devotees, please recall, when Vinayak Thakur had darshan of the Canary saint Appa, he asserted that on account of good deeds you will have darshan of a great saint in north who will impart self-realization to you. Now, Thakur was immensely happy as he could have darshan of a Mahasatpurush and wished to accompany Nana Sahib Chandorkar. But there was a hindrance. Thakur and his team had to attend the Thana civil court for a civil case, as the hearing was scheduled on the day Nana was to start from Kalyan to Shiradi. So, Thakur felt it would be impossible for him to go to Shiradi. He discussed this with Nana. Though Nana was his superior, he, rather than insisting Thakur to attend the court case hearing, persuaded him thus: "Oh Thakur, do not worry about the court case. You do not know the greatness of our Sainath Maharaj. Do not give up the greatest blessing of having Baba's darshan for this case, which is a trivial matter. Baba, the Supreme Parabrahman, will fulfill all your wishes. This is not a mere statement, but I am speaking from my own experiences and what I have heard from other devotees. Baba will grant all the earnest wishes of a devotee. Their desire for darshan was always fulfilled and the difficulties warded off." Though Nana Sahib Chandorkar gave such promising reports, Thakur was little apprehensive as this case was associated to his job. He thought, as he recently got this promotion and in case he doesn't attend the court hearing, the court might condemn his absence, which might be reported to the higher officials and that might cause some problems for his job. Fearing thus, he said to Nana Sahib, "Let me attend to this case hearing." so my mind will be free from worries. Otherwise, I might not have a peaceful journey to Shirdi. Anyway, Nana Sahib Chandorkar had decided to go to Shirdi as planned. Hence, he started from Kalyan. And Thakur proceeded to the court for hearing. To his sheer disappointment, the case was adjourned for unknown reason. The proceedings of the court will be known to the lawyers and plaintiff only on the day of the trial and will never be pre-declared. Thakur regretted for not having listened to the advice of Nana Sahib Chandorkar and felt dejected for missing the greatest opportunity of meeting the Supreme God, Sai Baba. As such, the court case also got postponed. He felt all his efforts were futile as he lost the best opportunity of accompanying Nana to have Baba's darshan, which is more propitious. But Thakur was a person of great determination. As soon as he returned to Kalyan from Thana, he started to Shirdi. And in Shirdi, Nana Sahib Chandorkar had his darshan and was about to leave for Kalyan. Though Thakur wished that Nana should be in Shirdi to guide him for Baba's darshan, otherwise he would be a stranger there. Nana, owing to his official work, did not intend to stay longer and started from Shirdi the very next day. Thakur reached Shirdi and was disheartened that Nana had already left Shirdi, but Baba, out of compassion, had some other plans for him. Thakur was excited to meet few of his friends there, and they guided him to Baba's darshan. Whenever we go on a pilgrimage for the first time, we are usually anxious as we don't know whom to contact for darshan, and if we are not familiar with the regional language of that location, then that would be the greatest barrier and becomes difficult to arrange for boarding, lodging, and for commuting to nearby temples. But as far as Shirdi darshan is concerned, we do not have to worry about such challenges because none can step on the holy soil of Shirdi unless Baba has decided to call us for his darshan. And when Baba calls us, what can stop us? If we think that we are planning our trip to Shirdi, then we will be loaded with doubts and anxieties. The moment we realize that it is Baba who is pulling us towards him, then all the burden is shouldered upon Baba. Let us now listen to what Ramanathan brother is sharing in this connection. A devotee was willing to go to Shirdi. He does not know any language other than Tamil, and without any pre-planning, one fine morning he was so much moved to have Baba's darshan. So he set out to Shirdi. In fact, all of us were puzzled and many questions arose in our minds about his journey. But as per Baba's will and to everyone's astonishment, as soon as he landed in Shirdi, he met a devotee, a resident of Chennai, and that person guided him to Baba's darshan, helped him to visit all the important places connected to Baba, and sent him off safely to Chennai. As soon as he reached Chennai, he expressed his boundless joy and said, "There was no difficulty in my Shirdi darshan. I had a very smooth and comfortable darshan. Devotees, isn't this a testimony to Baba's compassion upon his children?" Also, Ramanathan brother adds, whenever any devotee from Gaurivakam Sai Baba temple is heading towards Shirdi for Baba's darshan, they would come to my Guru Gaurivakam temple founder, lovingly known as Appa, to have his blessings. Once, two ladies came to Appa and spoke thus: "Appa, we are going to Shirdi. We have no acquaintance there. So please bless us to have a blissful darshan of Sainath Maharaj." Appa replied, "Don't worry, my child. Baba will take care of everything. He will guard and accompany you as that of a security. Some of us were present there, considered this as a casual statement from Appa, and failed to catch the purport of his blessings. Both the ladies went to Shiradi, and after they returned to Chennai, they came to Gaurivakam temple and shared their experiences, which made us spellbound. Let us listen to it now. These two ladies had gone to Shiradi and were puzzled looking at people lined up in two queues, not knowing which queue would take them to Samadhi Mandir Darshan and which is meant for Arati. They neither speak Hindi nor Marathi. Both stood in a queue not knowing what to expect. And as they saw one of the Sansthan security person, they spoke to him in Tamil and asked how to go for Baba's darshan. Don't know what the security guy understood. He took both the ladies and opened a gate which led them directly to Baba's Samadhi Mandir darshan. Isn't this astounding? Now the ladies had a hearty darshan of Baba. They came back, thanked the security person, and in Tamil asked him what made him to lead them directly to Baba's darshan. The security guy mentioned the name of a person and went away. The ladies somehow wished to unfold this mystery, so they approached another security person and mentioning the name asked who that was. The person said that it was their security officer, and the ladies understood that the officer had instructed the security person to allow them for direct darshan. But under what grounds were they given this privilege? These two have no clue about that security officer. Nothing was intelligible to them. But ultimately, as Gaurivakam Appa had blessed them, Baba came in the form of a security guy and guided them to have a wonderful darshan. Baba has bestowed such amazing experiences to innumerable devotees, says Brother Ramanathan. Devotees, I cannot hold myself from sharing few thoughts about my Shiradi darshan. When we first visited Shiradi, I was extremely happy that I am going to Shiradi and see my Sai Baba. Until then, I have not even seen Baba's Samadhi Mandir pictures or even Shiradi pictures. I have only read Sri Sai SATCHARITRA once, but had been blessed to have seen Baba in my dream vision. From the time we boarded our flight to Pune, I was not even concerned about what was going around me. I don't know how to describe my state of mind. Kind of floating in the air, frozen, weightless, desireless, zero expectation, calm, happy, thirst and hunger were never felt. We reached Shiradi during night, and the next day, in the wee hours of morning, we stepped out of the hotel and bought milk packets, rose water bottles, rose bouquets, and got into the queue to attend the Mangal Snan of Baba or Abhishekam. We were made to sit in the big hall inside the Samadhi Mandir. I couldn't believe if I was really in Shiradi. We watched the holy bath, and those days the Sansthan staff would carry huge steel drums and come to each one of the devotee to collect the materials that we have brought for Baba's Abhishekam. They would empty the milk packets in one drum and rose water in another, and finally take it to the priest, and the Sansthan priest would shower all the milk and rose water on our beloved Sainath Maharaj and perform an extensive Abhishekam, which is indeed a divine sight to behold for all the Sai devotees. When we moved close to Baba for darshan, oh, what a divine joy! I was baffled, and tears flowed down as streams down my eyes. We quickly prostrated in front of Baba's Samadhi, gazing at the dazzling grandeur of our Sainath Maharaj, spellbound. And the exit door led us to Gurusthan. We found many devotees lighting incense sticks under the huge neem tree, which did not have any fence then. We also lit camphor and incense sticks, and a small shed was surrounding the neem tree, and few lamps were lit. We bowed there and then sat down the holy tree and picked up few neem leaves, enjoying the cool shade without anyone to chase us to vacate the place. Before my mind could think what next to see, whom to ask, a small boy came towards us and spoke in broken Hindi. Hey Anna, hey Amma, come with me. I will take you to Dwarakamai, Chavadi, Hanuman Mandir, Kandoba Mandir, Lakshmi Bai home, Shyama's house, Mahal Sapati's house. The boy began to give a list without being asked and literally held my husband's hand and took us everywhere as that of a tourist guide. As the boy kept mentioning the names, I could only recall these places from what I read in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA, but had no clue of these places, didn't even know that we are permitted to step into those blessed homes. Lo, in no time, the boy of 12 or 13 years ran here and there and spoke something in Marathi on the way to the local people and toured us to these divine places. We also followed him sincerely, like a child that follows the mother. It was unbelievable. Everything was planned by Sai, as we never approached anyone to guide us. We thanked the boy and appreciated his service with some gifts. Then we attended Aratis, had a hearty darshan, and returned home with loads of blessings and memories that always brings us joy and bliss. No more I felt I was new to Shiradi. During our second pilgrimage to Shiradi, I began to feel that this is my soil, my home, my Sai. I belong to this divine land. I feel as though I know every grain of sand or grass. Everything is my size and was very familiar to me. Hardly I would stay for 2 or 3 hours in the hotel during night to lie down and refresh. Other than that, I want to roll on the soil of Shiradi, smear the mud like divine ashes all over my being, and just be in the presence of my beloved Sai and enjoy the divine breeze of Sai that nourishes every cell of my body, purifies my thoughts, rejuvenates me, and fuels me with Sai energy and keep us intact until we come back for our next darshan. Devotees, this transformation is a blessing from Sai. He cares for our welfare more than us. He is ever waiting eagerly for our arrival. He is our most merciful, all compassionate beloved Sai. Our Sai Ma's lap is there for us to rest our head. He is ready to provide that warmth to us. Our stay in His divine abode and the farewell that Sai gives us will be always blissful. Let us get back to V.H. Thakur's Sai Darshan now. As soon as he placed his foot on the doorsteps of Dwarakamai, he glimpsed at Baba. And at very first sight, he could enjoy immeasurable joy, calmness that he has never experienced. His eyes were filled with tears of joy. The hair in his body stood at its end. He was overwhelmed with faith. Every word expressed by the Canary Saint Appa was felt by Thakur by merely glancing at Baba. Saints usually speak very less. They need not give discourses to express their thoughts. Similarly, Baba did not give an elaborate lecture. He just spoke very few words, and that reflected his all-pervasiveness and omniscience. Every word pronounced by Baba is pregnant with meanings. Now, devotees, please listen carefully to what Baba spoke with a smile. The path of this place is not so easy as the teachings of the Canaries Appa or even as the buffalo ride in the guts. There is no alternative but to put in your best exertions. What an affirmation of his omniscience! These words are very significant. Thakur's throat choked with emotions. He was astounded. None knew about his meeting with Canary Saint at Vadgaon. Baba is at Shiradi. Unless there is union of spirits among the great saints, how can Baba illustrate the events that took place in a far off place? This divine sport of Baba is to reinforce the faith of Thakur upon Baba. Words of Baba are testaments to Thakur that Baba was the saint indicated by the Canary saint, and now he was certain that he has been accepted in Baba's darbar and his spiritual progress will be taken care by Sainath Maharaj. So, to Thakur, one advised reading a book and predicted a meeting with a great saint who would give upadesh and advise further growth. By the mercy of the Lord, the Great One has been met, and he has indicated that he is the concerned person by significant words. The Hindu scriptures compare the spiritual path to walking along a razor's edge. The souls who have trekked the path before us have encountered similar or more challenging situations. In this connection, let us listen to the words of Sri Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Persevere in your search for God. There are pearls in the deep sea, but one must hazard all to find them. If diving once does not bring you pearls, you need not therefore conclude that the sea is without them. Dive again and again. You are sure to be rewarded in the end. So, is it with the finding of the Lord in this world? If your first attempt proves fruitless, do not lose heart. Persevere in your efforts. You are sure to realize Him at last. Now, devotees, heed to the words of Sant Kabir that reflects the fortitude to be possessed by an aspirant. Cut off your head and place it on the ground and trample on it long and mercilessly. Only if you can do this, says Kabir, venture ahead upon the homeward journey. Thakur, realizing that the words of the Canary saint had turned true, then joining both hands and placing his head on Baba's feet, he prayed thus: Baba, please accept this orphan and show your mercy. Then Baba, the most merciful one, spoke thus: What Appa told you was all right, but these things have to be practiced and lived. Mere book reading will not help. You must contemplate on what you read and practice the same. Otherwise, it is of no use. Mere book learning without the grace of the Guru and self-realization is of no avail. The theoretical portion was read from the work Vichar Sagar by Thakur, but the practical way was shown to him at Shirdi. So Baba asserted to Thakur that scriptures must be read carefully to acquire true knowledge. Repeated readings will lead to total absorption in the subject. Then, what has been read must be retained in mind and contemplated, then practiced in life. The same has been explicated in scriptures and is known as Shravanam, Mananam, and Nididhyasanam, whatever means one may choose to attain liberation. But these three are considered as the basic and most significant principles to acquire that knowledge. In olden days, the disciple would listen sitting at the feet of his guru, as this was the means to learn Vedas by the students and is known as Shravanam. Nowadays, it's more of self-learning and can be done through chanting the God and Guru's name, sacred hymns, listening to discourses, organizing satsangs, pujas, and meeting self-realized souls. Next is Mananam, that is, recollecting or reminiscing what you learned from self-study or heard from your Guru, and then comes Nididhyasana, that is, probing deeper into the knowledge which you acquired with the help of contemplation and self-enquiry, that is, Vichara. Hemat Panji expounds in Sri Sai SATCHARITRA on this subject thus: Mere reading is a waste of time till the meaning is not experienced, for which the blessings of a guru who has the knowledge of the Brahman is required. And in OV 72, he says, if reading is not put to practice, it is like water on a duck's back, which replicates the Marathi proverb, it is like pouring water on an overturned pot with its mouth down. More fascinating Leelas are illustrated in this chapter, and we shall heed to them in the coming episode. Bow to Sri Sai. Peace be to all. Om Sai Ram.